Coming to you from the 40th annual Florida RV SuperShow, I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. I'm recording this on Thursday, day 2 of the Florida RV SuperShow, and if you don't know, this is one of the biggest events on the RV calendar. This is one of the 2 big RV manufacturer shows, as opposed to the ones that are primarily put on by dealers, and it's often where a lot of the new RV lines and floor plans are put on display. And there's definitely anticipation in the air as dealers and manufacturers alike try to read the tea leaves as to what the health of the RV industry might be this year. Will there be a lot of sales at this show, or at least large crowds? This show is often an important signal after the slow late fall and early winter as to whether people are in the mood to buy. I got a list of things that caught my eye and a lot of suppliers that have some unique products to share with you in a minute, along with some other RV and camping news from around the country. But first, this episode is sponsored by RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. If you buy a new RV here at the show or anywhere else, you might be wanting to upgrade the mattress, because not a big secret anymore, most of them come with terrible mattresses. They're just placeholders, really. You want to upgrade to a real mattress from a real mattress company like Brooklyn Bedding. RVmattress.com offers mattresses in lots of different sizes and thicknesses, and they have memory foam only. They have hybrid mattresses. They have their Titan mattress, which is for people that really need a lot of extra support, and more. Their mattresses are built in their factory in Arizona and shipped to you wherever you are. They're toxin-free. You get 30% off at rvmattress.com/RVmiles using the code RVmiles at checkout. That's rvmattress.com/RVmiles for 30% off at checkout. Overall, this year's Florida RV SuperShow isn't full of the big wow factor that we've seen in the past. With new innovations and concept vehicles, EV technology is virtually non-existent this year, even though a couple of years ago, 4 EV concept vehicles were put on display by several of the biggest RV manufacturers. Instead, the new stuff is all in the guise of thoughtful floor plans and updated color schemes. And don't get me wrong, those things are very nice and probably serve the customer even more than the big announcements that don't end up going anywhere. But many of the folks I've talked to here, including manufacturers, dealers, and media, generally feel that the RV industry is being very cautious at this moment in time, waiting to see if RV sales begin to break one way or another before the 2026 units hit dealer lots this fall. One major RV manufacturer representative told me that they're putting a lot of effort into 2026, and there's going to be some excitement there, but for now, they're playing their cards close to their vest. That's not to say there haven't been some big debuts. Italian motorhome manufacturer Wingamm has officially launched in the US after we got a preview last year of their miniature motorhomes that are meant to bridge the gap between an SUV and an RV. The Wingamm Oasi 540.1 is dubbed the first micro-class RV available for sale in the US. It's less than 18 feet, can sleep 4 people with a full indoor bathroom, kitchen, and dining room. That's small enough to fit in a standard parking space or in your driveway. It's built in a fiberglass monocoque shell. The manufacturer really thinks of this as an everyday vehicle. In a release, they asked folks to, quote, imagine being able to seamlessly spend a Saturday at your kid's soccer game and baseball games, then shower and head straight to grandma's house for dinner without having to stop at home or find a restroom. The same goes for a couple taking a trip and then heading straight to the office on Monday and being able to park in the office parking lot. The bed is recessed into the ceiling when it's not being used, which allows for more floor plan space than your typical small motorhome.
This is where every Class B compact motorhome in America would end on each side. But when you add on the Wingamm monocoque shell to the back of the chassis cab, you end up with this extra space on the side. It's about 5 inches to 6 inches on each side. The innovation of the monocoque shell allows you to put the bed in the ceiling, and then you end up being able to allocate a lot more floor plan space to the kitchen. You can see the size of the kitchen. Part of the reason why is because they have to allocate part of the side space to the cargo van door. We can dedicate the entire side of the motorhome to the kitchen. You see how easy it is to pull it down? We've got 2 skylights. It's important to remember this is only a 17-foot, 10-inch footprint. We have 2 beds. The drop-down bed in the ceiling, and now the second bed that's converted from the dining room.
So it goes out towards you and then just right down.
Yep.
Nice.
It's basically an upside down boat hole. So when you think about a boat, they build them so that water doesn't seep in. In this case, it's so air or cold air doesn't seep out.
Your exterior fiberglass paint gel coat. You got your 1 inch of polyurethane, similar to closed cell foam, and then another layer of fiberglass on the interior, which is where your cabinets are screwed and glued, reduce any rattling.
Here's our storage cassette. Because of our custom fiberglass monocoque shell, we're able to have this additional rear storage locker where a bumper would normally be. And as you can see, here's another cassette. So there's room for 2, 3 cassettes in this rear storage locker. So you never have to worry if it's inconvenient for you to empty your full storage cassette. You just take a full one out and swap it out with an empty one.
Grand Design debuted their new Lineage Series F Super C, the second in their new lineup of motorhomes. Super Cs are really designed to tow heavy loads. They're often great for the race car driver or the power sports enthusiast that's pulling an enclosed trailer and mobile shop. The Series F offers a whopping 43,000-pound gross combined weight rating and 15,000-pound towing capacity on a Ford chassis with a 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel engine. The Moride chassis with Fox Racing suspension is tunable, so if you're not towing and loaded heavy, you can still get a comfortable ride. 1,000 watts of solar are standard. There's a European-inspired interior with Italian cabinetry, a true king-size bed, and more. You can check out a full tour of the Lineage Series F on both Josh the RV Nerd and Matt's RV Reviews channels. I'll link to them in the description. Grand Design had a much smaller display this year than in years past, and I've seen some social media gripe that it may have to do with some struggles that the company is having. I'm told, though, and not from somebody that works for Grand Design, that it came down to the lottery for site space and that several units that were supposed to be on display had to be cut from the show at the last minute. And that perhaps Grand Design isn't too happy about that because clearly it makes them look bad. In fact, the entire layout of the show is quite different this year than it has been in years past. The fairgrounds have made some changes to policies that seem to have moved things around quite a bit. Motorhome manufacturer Newmar, which is under the same Winnebago umbrella as Grand Design, also debuted their new Super C line, the Grand Star. These are shorter Super Cs hitting the 34-foot mark. The interior features overhead bunk sleeping for the first time in the Newmar Super C lineup. In fact, there's a 3-bunk model. I'll tell you what caught my eye, though. Over $7,300 for Starlink and a Wi-Fi Ranger system to be installed. That's a lot of money. Storyteller Overland, one of my favorite off-road adventure motorhome manufacturers, had quite the lineup on display. This new Dutchman Denali 366 RK fifth wheel caught my eye with a really fresh interior, including a massive L-shaped sofa. I've seen this kitchen shape on lots of models here at the show. It's nice, but I don't love that you don't have access to the kitchen at all with the slides closed. Really beautiful coach, though. Cardinal debuted their 33 Chef here, which has the same rear kitchen sort of layout. This RV may be designed for the cook in the family, but the most striking feature is the biggest window I've ever seen in an RV in the dining slide. I certainly didn't get to see everything new this year. There's certainly a lot that I'm leaving out here, but that's because we've had a debut of our own here at the show. Of course, the Sabre 37 RV Miles fifth wheel was launched, and we're so excited to share it with the world. It's a 43-foot family fifth wheel with a large kitchen, sectional sofa living room, flex room for kids or office space, and an electric fold-out slide patio. I'd love for you to check out the full tour after you watch this video. I'll link to that video in the description. It's only day 2 of the show here, and crowds are naturally lighter on the weekdays, but the grounds are hopping with people, even though it's a bit chilly for Floridians. The crisp breeze has definitely sent many of the showgoers into the buildings where the supplier displays are housed. The folks at CAMCO gave me a quick tour of some of their latest innovations, including this very well-designed all-in-one sewer kit.
So this product is a comprehensive kit. Tote bins stored in your cargo bays. We've integrated that into a complete system. So within the kit are sewer hose supports. They nest nicely in the box. When this box is deployed, the lid serves as the final elevation for supporting the hose, while the base itself serves as the leading support at your gate valve. This includes a continuous link 20-foot Rhino-Flex hose. Sewer hose supports, in conjunction with the lid and the base, support the full 20-foot length.
CAMCO has a new handle for the end of sewer hoses that makes it a little bit easier to mate bayonet fittings, and it has an integrated light so you can watch your waste go bye-bye in the dark. They have a new fitting for the other end of the hose too, which utilizes pressure instead of threads to keep your sewer hose in place. And check out this new Slinky stove. It's a portable, collapsible fire pit.
So this takes up about a third less space. It's easier to transport, better for cells. So what happens is it goes all the way down. It comes with a grill, and this comes with the lid. Has a poker, so if it's hot, you know, you could grab the grill. This is the 23-inch. We offer the 3 sizes and something a little smaller. Since it consists of 3 concentric rings, it basically allows the flow of air to create a vacuum, and it makes it more of a smokeless fire pit experience. And it's not a double wall, it's a single wall. And we chose to make it a single wall on purpose because we didn't see much with the concentric rings. It already has amazing airflow that allows a fire pit to burn. So basically, if we made it double wall, it would be double the cost, it would be double the weight, and it would be a lot less space inside of the fire pit for the wood.
The Slinky stove is a lot more affordable than its big name competitor too. We'll be reviewing it soon to see how it stacks up. Rivet Supply Co. was selling their Adventure Board, which is a way of collecting stickers on your RV in a stylish display that attaches to your RV door or fridge, and you can take it with you when you buy a new RV.
Basically, it's a way that you can collect your stickers, and then if you upgrade your camper, you take it with you because it just connects with Velcro command strips. So comes in a few different styles. We also just recently released the United States map. So we have 2 choices, stickers, and then my husband designed landmark stickers for every state. So something just kind of unique and cool for every state. So all of our designs come in black or white. They come in what we call the Vista or the Horizons. We're all about families making memories together. You just go make a memory, collect a sticker, put it on your adventure board.
The folks from RV Fix were on hand to demo their new on-call service that allows you to do a virtual visit with an RV tech. Their tech walked me through the whole process, including calling in and used video from my phone to diagnose the problem with me.
That thing looks like an ice pick with a wire on it. Okay. So do you know how to test a fuse with the test light? On the back side of it, you'll see there's little metal tabs. So just take that pointy end of that test light and touch the metal tab on the end of that fuse. Okay. Yeah. So you see how the test light lit up when we touched both of them?
Yeah.
So that means that's a good fuse. So we're going to do that to all the fuses and see if all of them light up on both sides. Okay. We got power there. Uh-oh.
Nothing.
There's no power on. That might be a blown fuse. Let's go ahead and pull that blue fuse out of there. Okay. Now that orange fuse up there in the upper left-hand corner is just a spare fuse.
Way, we got lights.
We're going to go ahead and pull that light fixture off the wall there.
There on Friday, and the guy would smoke ribs, and I'd get a whole rack of ribs, and they were around $15, and it's some of the best ribs I ever had. And it's
Perfect.
It was not even in the gas station.
All right, so let's just gently pull those wires out of the hole in the wall there and check our connections back in there and see what we find out. Uh-oh, looks like we got a loose wire. Okay. So, is there another wire in there that's not connected to anything?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, okay. So we got that connector there. So, see the end of the connector where that green wire is inserted?
Yeah.
So let's look there. There should be an open hole where that red wire is supposed to be.
Uh-huh. Stick it in.
Okay.
Not the easiest thing to do one-handed. There we go.
Perfect. So is our light work?
See. With the switch.
Oh, there it is. All right, you fixed it.
Imagine the time and money this could save for someone who would have otherwise brought the RV into the dealership and waited for it to get diagnosed and fixed. This program is run by the folks over at Bish's RV dealership chain, but it's going to be available to anyone for an annual fee, or you can pay for a one-off service if you're in a bind. If the problem requires you to bring the unit into the dealership, they can still start the warranty process and order parts before you arrive, reducing the time your RV sits in what they call RV jail. That's my overview of the show. There are still several days left, of course, including the big weekend after I record this. So I'll have crowd tallies and an idea of dealer and manufacturer sentiment post-show when I come back with the next news roundup. In other RV and camping news, Joel Holland, CEO of camping membership program Harvest Host, shared a few upcoming changes to the Escapees organization in a recent letter to members. Harvest Host purchased Escapees just last year, and the letter shares that Harvest Host is, quote, 100% committed to supporting and growing the Escapees community. To that end, they've hired Chris Smith, the former executive director and CEO of another membership organization and a competitor to Escapees, the FMCA, or what is now called the FRVA. Smith left FMCA amidst some turmoil. The group has been struggling for several years, but tends to be bound up by its nonprofit organizational structure. It'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table at Escapees. Holland also announced that Escapees membership is not changing in price. It's sticking at $49.95, and that they'll be rebuilding the Escapees website and membership portal and integrating it with the Harvest Host platform so that members will have a single sign-on. They're combining the two companies' campground discount programs and adding Escapees to the Harvest Host All Access membership, which will include Harvest Host Boondockers Welcome, Escapees, the Campground Partners Discount Program, and their camp scanner tool that finds open state and national park campsites for one yearly fee of $179. And in public lands news, the Supreme Court has declined to hear Utah's challenge to the federal government's control of land in the state. In August, the state filed a lawsuit seeking an order requiring that the federal government begin selling off or otherwise disposing of more than 18.5 million acres of public lands in Utah. Many other states have signed on to this lawsuit just because they want this issue resolved. As a condition of entry to the Union in 1896, the citizens of Utah forever disclaimed all right and title to the unappropriated public lands within the borders. The state's lawsuit seeks to rewrite the agreement that allowed the state to become part of the United States. Some legal experts say that if successful, the state's lawsuit would not result in those public lands automatically be given to Utah, but instead would start a disposal process, which could result in the sale of millions of acres of public lands to the highest bidder. The Supreme Court's refusal to hear the case effectively ends the matter and confirms the federal government's right to hold land within a state. That's it for this week's RV and camping news roundup from the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.